What's up, fam? Welcome back to the channel. So today I've got a video I am super excited to show you guys. I picked up a new build. I picked up a 1985 Honda Shadow VT700. I've been wanting to get on another bike for a long time. I've had quite a few bikes in the past. I sold mine about a year ago now, a little under a year. And I've been trying to get back to another bike. And so I'm really excited to do my first custom bike build because I've done, a lot of work on my cars. I've done a lot of custom work on the Bug, but I've never done a custom bike, and all my bikes I've just gotten them, kind of fixed them a little bit and ridden them how they were. So this is going to be a custom build. I'm super stoked. I picked it up for a really good price. I want this build to be kind of a budget build because I know a lot of us recently came into a $1,400, and so I want to do kind of a stimulus build, more or less. But I picked the bike up for $750. You see over there, I've got a spare engine for it. And yeah, it seems like a really solid bike, really clean for what it is. The guy was riding it consistently. Yeah, it quit running on him, and he said it needs a fuel pump, which I'm checking it out, and it looks like it probably does need a fuel pump. We've got the battery charging right now. But unfortunately, I was just cranking it. I took it. Key's a little finicky. I need to throw some WD in there, but turned it on, was cranking it, and the starter just quit on me. So you can see when I push the button is engaging, but there's absolutely no sound from the relay, the solenoid, the starter, nothing. So I'm gonna start messing with it, pull the seat off, start pulling it down. The starter is tucked up under there, right there. So we're gonna mess around, hopefully find out it's just a relay. But yeah, so let's get with it. All right, so I just disconnected the wires to the starter solenoid, touched them on the battery terminals, and it cranked over. So I've got an issue between my between my starter button and the solenoid. Alrighty guys, so it is the next day. Yesterday I spent all day chasing my tail trying to figure out what was going on with this bike, and I figured it out. But it was hours and hours of me just diagnosing and not really good footage. So what we figured out was we had no starter button. I got a momentary switch and jumped the solenoid and a bunch of stuff. But what we figured out is under here, this is the little gauge cluster, kind of indicator lights, there's a fuse box. So I read about that, popped the cover off, all the fuses were good. So I kept reading on different forums from like 2002, 2010, all this stuff, just reading everything I could find on the bike. And late last night, what I finally figured out was there is a fuse box right, you can see it just a little bit right there. You have to pull the headlight out, and behind the headlight there's a fuse box, and it said with a fuse in it online. When I pulled it out, there's 3 fuses in mine and one of them was blown. So I put a fuse in there and it solved my starter issue where my button wasn't working. And then I deleted the fuel pump. I'll show you guys that. So here's the auxiliary tank right here, and it runs into this. There was a fuel filter, and then it would run up here. The fuel pump's at right here, then from the fuel pump up to the carbs. So what I did was, for now, I converted it to gravity feed. So I've got the fuel in the auxiliary tank and about this much fuel in the tank that I won't be able to use, but that's okay for now. I'm gonna order a fuel pump and get it on its way. But so I just bypassed that real quick, messed with the bike a little bit. Oops. And now it's running really happy. Sorry for the wind noise. But it is running really well for not touching the carbs, and it's sat for close to a year now, so I'm really happy with it. I'm going to probably run some seafoam through it and do some other stuff soon, but I just wanted to show you guys what was going on with it. So we got the bike running. I took it up and down the road. It's working good. It has a coolant issue is what he said. It's using coolant, but as far as I can tell so far, the only place where it's using coolant is you can see some on the ground right there because I overfilled that reservoir and it's leaking out the cap. There's no O-ring in the cap. So I'm gonna mess around with that a little bit more, but he had a toggle switch wired up right here where the plug for the fan relay is, and I plugged it back in and the fan is kicking on and off at temperature like it should. So I don't really know why he said it wasn't working and did that. But yeah, so I rode it up and down, let it idle for probably 25 minutes, and it has been perfect so far. So this is video 1 of our budget bobber build series. We got the bike up and going. Now the next stuff I do is just gonna clean it up a little bit, airing up the tires because they're low and I don't have a pump here. I'm just going through and getting the bike happy and clean and washing all this mildew off the tank. And then when we do end up, we're gonna be bondoing that, and there's some dents here on the other side. We're bondoing those up and everything, and sanding the tank down, that too, and we're gonna wrap and or paint the tank. But yeah, so I got some stuff coming in the mail for the bike. I'm gonna clean it up and hopefully register and insure it and start dailying it a little bit, see what it does. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I know it was a short one, but I hope it's a good one. Don't forget to stay hungry, stay humble, stay motivated. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!